shout out to Doug Dark 1985. He asked a very important question here, and I think the answer is actually right in front of us, but many of us don't necessarily see it. You see, Xbox players, I have to say it's been a pleasure watching Xbox from the outside and watching fans suddenly light up and realize what Xbox has been playing for many, many years and them just discovering it newly. While some of us that are sitting on the outside are looking and saying, this is a very smart and interesting play. But when we said it months ago, we were called all kinds of crazy names. In this video, I'm going to show you how Xbox players are even spoiled, and in some cases, they don't even know it. Like I said, Doc is one of my favorite content creators this year so far. I am enjoying the fact that he's moving to PC. I'm also enjoying the fact that he's now gaining what I think is a much, richer understanding of Xbox's business. And I think there's something for us to learn here today. You guys ready? Listen up.
Hey, Microsoft, Xbox, please enlighten me. What game do you think you have in the pipeline that's going to come out that's going to be worth $80?
The context of this is he's talking about Nintendo coming out with $80 games and asking for that amount for some games like Kirby and Mario Kart, which according to him, he doesn't think they're worth it. That's his opinion. My opinion is I don't think they're worth it because I don't think that their development costs actually call for it. They're just playing on nostalgia and grabbing money from gamers. But again, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. So that's the context in case you're wondering. So listen to what he says to this question that he asks as maybe a rhetorical question to you.
Enlighten me. What game do you think you have in the pipeline that you think is going to be worth $80? What like
Here comes the answer.
This is why this is so disappointing, because it's almost like Nintendo's like, look, I could do it. And now Xbox is like, what? Psst, we could do it too. No, you can't. No, you can't. You are not Nintendo, Xbox.
All right, Doc. Actually, if Phil Spencer watched this video, which I'm certain he watches a lot of these videos because he commented on Sarbrovian's channel back in the day, he's probably laughing and saying, Doc, we already did. You said in this video, Doc, you said no, you said no, you can't. No. Xbox already did and still is doing it. Look here. This is the pre-order charts as of today, right? For the PlayStation Store. What's topping the chart? The bundled MVP bundle version of Madden NFL 26 and College Football 26. These are topping the charts. You know what's following it? The $100 version of Doom: The Dark Ages. This is the premium edition. It probably has a bunch of bells and whistles. But the Xbox gamer is spoiled that they can't even fathom the $100 price tag for an Xbox game. Yet, PlayStation players are LARPing it up like crazy. Not only that, they did it months ago with the Indiana Jones version, the premium edition of the game, and the 5-year-old version of the premium edition for Forza Horizon 5. Again, Doc, like I said, y'all on Xbox, when it comes to games and availability, you are so blessed. You didn't even see this angle. In fact, when you asked the question, I was thinking to myself, well, did we not just make screenshots of this PlayStation Store? Do you know what's crazy? Look at Death Stranding on the Beach and their own digital deluxe edition. Because there's the digital deluxe edition of these games, which is like, $70. Then there's the the $80, Then there's the standard edition, which is $70 or $60. And then there's the premium edition, which has a few extra things and gizmos and yada, yada, yada. PlayStation players already gave Xbox the confidence when they came out and said, yo, we are the biggest, publisher on the PlayStation ecosystem. What they were alluding to was that we came to this land called PlayStation and we owned it. They gave us money. They pushed us up to the top. We came in with just 2 titles in this particular quarter. We just showed up with 2 titles and they bumped us straight to the top. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do it again. We're gonna ask them for more money. We're gonna now monetize these guys. You on Xbox, on the other hand, you're thinking, so what game, does Xbox have that's gonna be worth $100? Because I've been paying, $15 a month, $240 a year to play like 15 games. Of course. You're a rich kid in terms of gaming. You're literally Phil Spencer's child, in the sense that he opened up Microsoft's bank account and said, hey, games for you here, games for you there. You get a game, you get a free game, you get this game. What was that you said? Hold this game. And so even Xbox gamers are thinking to themselves, well, I guess this is it. VG, Phil done screwed up. Now our games are going to be more expensive. And I'm like, relax. Calm down. It's not really that big of a deal. You got the deal. Even Xbox gamers are now the envy of PlayStation gamers. I'm not talking about PlayStation fanboys. Nah, fanboys will never admit, but they'll go hide in their little corner. Remember, I told you how they do it, right? At night, they'll turn on their Xbox. And they'll log into their Game Pass subscription. And they'll be playing these games. And then the next morning, they will turn around and be like, Game Pass is bad for the industry. That's exactly what's going on. You see, they never warned or they never informed their audiences to say, hey, man, might as well go get yourself a side Game Pass. Maybe, use the Bing rewards. In your daily work, your search engines, use Bing. Use Bing to do your searches so you can gather up Microsoft rewards. So maybe you may be able to tap into this because you never know, man. It might become some secret sauce that, somebody might want to bring out here. They never informed them, but they secretly were doing it. Nib95 has got Game Pass stacked up with rewards up to many years. Do you know how much effort that takes? For somebody who is so anti-Xbox to have Game Pass stacked up for so many months ahead using rewards. Even I myself, I don't have that many rewards. I still got to, pony up the Game Pass Ultimate from CD Keys that has now basically been closed up. Remember, I told you I didn't want to talk about it on the internet. I was like, the moment I talk about it, they're going to go ahead and dry this thing up. And they did. Now I got to go to Game Pass PC. Imagine somebody who claims that Xbox is so invaluable that they spend their time gathering Xbox rewards to get Game Pass Ultimate. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you on the Xbox ecosystem, as much as I don't like the console, yes, I'm still happy to tell you that it's the best value in gaming. In fact, it's the most ridiculous value in gaming, Doc. You may want to revise this topic, sir. I'm telling you, Phil is that smart. He'd be outsmarting everybody, even outsmarted you guys too. And he's like, oh, my bad. Come on over here. Let me show you what I'm cooking. That's literally how unassuming this guy is. He's so unassuming, he wore jeans, t-shirt, and a random jacket with sneakers and beat the entire gaming industry executive body in all of the other console arms. That to me is the craziest thing ever. He literally jeans, jacket, t-shirt his way. The only time I've seen Phil Spencer in a suit is the FTC trials. That was about it. Everything else, this guy just shows up as a casual. But in that brain, oh my goodness, I cannot believe what's been done to the gaming industry by third place Xbox. The Xbox that was the bottom rung, the curb, whatever the heck it is you want to call it, of the gaming industry. And now here they are. Even Xbox fans sometimes don't even recognize the extent of the value that they have. You know what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy? And this is just Xbox's first party. I've been seeing some people try to say, oh, Xbox first party is not that impressive. See, if any of them ever says that, that's why I told y'all to be taking these screenshots. I'm going to be doing mine. This is one that I actually kept March 26th because these games are going to move away from the top, rankings. Others are coming. Look at what Doom has done. It's flipped other games on its head. Death Stranding 2, which comes in June, has gone all the way down. Wu Chang has gone up. Hyperchange, this is the game that launched, I think, on Xbox the other day. It's gone up. Gamers know what's up. They want to play Doom. Xbox was very, very, keen on Bethesda. And I think they were very aware, like, we need to get this company. Where's that Tony Hawk's game? Okay, it went all the way down too. Then you got the Age of Empires game. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe the gaming industry right now. It's a very interesting place. Xbox is now MVP console if you want to play games. They literally are. As much as I do not like the price increases, They have a much better value proposition than Nintendo by 50x. To go spend $449 on a Nintendo is going to be very challenging for a lot of people who see the Xbox's proposition if they only have that much to spend. Now, they can go and buy Nintendo, but they're going to hit that wall of, I only have so much money. Now, most of us that we watch these videos, I don't think the bread is our challenge. That's why many of us, we're lavish. We got, praise God. We got it. God's been good, right? So we're not worried about a $400 purchase for a secondary, gaming device, right? But at the end of the day, coins are not easy to come by in today's economy nonetheless. All the nonsense that you got to go through and deal with to go ahead and acquire such, it's not just easy that you're going to carry it and give to some corpo. This is where Xbox wins. Xbox understands its gamers' pockets and is going for that particular paradigm. Talk to me in the comment section. Peace out.